Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video. I am working on pictures from my trip that was New York first, and then I took the train up to Maine. These are actually sort of part of the train trip. We took the train from New York to Boston, and we came into Boston South. But then we had to get to Boston North to catch our next train. And I knew that ahead of time. Not all trains that come into Boston go into the same station. So we had to make a switch, and that was fine. We chose to just do an Uber between. On a nice day without luggage, I would have walked it because it's like a mile and a half, I think. But we just figured, you know what, it's going to be cheap. It's fast, whatever, we'll do Uber. So we Ubered from Boston South to Boston North. And then we had enough time to just kind of walk around a little bit, get something quick for lunch, and then it was time to board our next train that actually went to Maine. So what you're seeing here is inside the Boston North station. They had it all done up for Halloween when we were there, and we decided to go into the food hall because last time I was at Boston North, it was a while ago. I don't really remember there being anything there. I just remember it being very blah, very meh. So clearly they've done some work on it, which is awesome. So we decided, all right, we'll go in the food hall. We'll see what they have. And if we can't find anything, we'll just eat on the train. But we were lucky enough that we did find some things that we liked. So got some food. I've already taken care of that, but I wanted to do this layout that has the decorations because they were fun. I even loved this little arch they had set up where you could do selfies. So I got in there and I had Ramen take my picture and it was all fun. So as you can see though, I've got 2 empty spaces. So I need cards for those. So I think that's probably my first task. And I'm a little worried because if you look at this, I've got colors that don't necessarily all go together. The black and white is fine. The orange, very Halloween-y. But then I've got like this green tint, this green here, and then my black and white stuff in my outfit is great, but then I'm wearing like this teal or peacock sweater that does not go with anything. So I'm not totally sure what I'm going to do about that. So finding cards may be a little bit of a challenge, but I'm up for it. I have found one card from my stash of Halloween stuff that I'm going to try to use. And it's one of these with all the colors where it's a gradient. And I have to say, these are usually a challenge for me to work with. These are not cards that I love when I see them come in my kit. I just recently stopped subscribing at the time that I'm recording this anyway. I recently stopped subscribing from LA Studio from their monthly kits because I have so many 3x4 cards in between what I get from them and then cut apart sheets that come, just as is in the scrapbooking world. I have tons of digital files. I felt like I'm spending all this money, but it's going to take me forever to get through all these cards. So I'm working through what I have, and this is one from one of the monthly kits, and I've just held on to it because I didn't know how to use it. But given all the colors that are in here, I feel like maybe this is a safer way to use that. So I have that there. I do reserve the right to change my mind because I don't have one for here yet. It could happen that whatever I pick from here, if I absolutely love it, it may not match this. I don't know. But for now I have this, and that's a start. So I found another card and I'm a little surprised by it. This was not in my Halloween stuff. It was just in my normal stash of 3x4 cards, but the colors are pretty spot on. These are the colors. And I don't remember, I would assume this is one that also came in that kit. I feel like it would be maybe, but I don't remember this, if it was from a Halloween thing or a celebration pack, because sometimes they'll do packs where like, oh, it's 3/4 birthday themed, but some of it you could use for other things. This strikes me as one of those. But I don't know because, look at those colors. Those are pretty dang close. So maybe they came together and I just don't remember it. I don't know. But I think I'm going to use that one because it allows me to journal a little bit too about why we were there and, whatever. And then this one I can just like slap an embellishment or a piece of ephemera on it or something and call it good. I'm all about that because I have so many projects going right now. I really would like to kind of keep this as simple as possible, as easy as possible, so that I can get through this album. I've pulled out a bunch of the Halloween and fall themed ephemera that I have, that I kind of packaged all together. Get out. I'm going to sort through everything just to see if there's something that is big enough to work here. And then I may also find something I could add to the other card too. You never know. But I'm going to start with this because this is really where I need something. I can't obviously leave that blank. All right, I found some pieces that I might be able to use on here. I'm going to shift this down just a little bit so I have them all here. I'm just going to lay them out on this so that we can see what they look like. So I have a large black star, and that certainly works because there's definitely black happening, and I think these are meant to be stars even though they're not exactly the same shape. I feel like I could get away with it. And then I have a couple of tags. I have this one. I wish this were a little darker green, but I feel like because it's got pumpkins and I've got pumpkins in several other places, then it would bring it across the layout, which would be nice. I've got this, which just says spooky time of the year. Again, it's orangey. I think the theme fits, but it also has some black. It's all good. I have this long banner thing that I could use, and I could cut off part of it because it overlaps, obviously. And then I could put something smaller with it. I also have this little piece that I might put on here or add somewhere even here. Not sure, but I have it. And then I have this tag as well. Much more black because it's a black background. But again, Halloween, it all fits. I feel like it helps bring in more of that black, so that would be fine. And then I had this and I was so sad because I was like, oh, that's perfect. I would love that. It's too big. It's just a hair too big. So clearly this was meant probably for a 4x6 slot, which I don't have here. So I'm sad about that, but I just wanted to bring it out so that I could like complain because I got excited and then it doesn't work. So I have those. I will also say I found two other things. Look at this. These obviously came from the same set. Like these are all the same colors that are in there. So I feel like, ooh, maybe I could make that work and like just overlap it here or something, or even at the top somehow and include it so that I could get something extra in there, and then it pulls those two cards together. And then I also had this just from regular stash of stuff. We always have fun. That is true of my friend Robin and I when we travel. So I could, you know, like put it here, wherever, but I could work it in without a problem, I'm sure, because it's mostly black. Okay, I think this is how I'm going to lay this all out. I've decided to go with this tag because I really like the black part of it, and because I didn't actually do anything on Halloween itself. So when am I going to use this? I think since it's decorated like this, it's appropriate. And it brings in more black. So I'm going to do that. I need to pick out a little rhinestone or a puffy dot to go in there, which is not a problem. I have plenty of those. I did decide to use this as well, and I already wrote Boston North on it, and I think I'm going to attach it right there, and then that leaves me room to journal. And I think I'm going to take this phrase and put it on the bottom right hand corner of this. And I think that's a nice balance, and I've got three things. It's a visual triangle. It's all good. All right, I have my rhinestones out. I'm just going to pour some in here just to make them easier maybe to get. And in looking at this, I'm thinking maybe I should go this color. How does that look? I like it. It's the opposite end of this on the card. Matches well with that. Kind of matches my sweater there. I feel like, yeah, I feel like that's a good option because it's either that or I could do clear, which, let's switch it out and just show the difference. So it would just be for sparkle basically, but it doesn't really add much to it unless I just kind of want to have more white or clear things to like let the eye rest or something. The rest of these, I don't want red. I don't have pink. I could probably get away with that amber color, but it's not really in here. It's more orange. I don't want green because there's green right behind this. So I really do, I feel like, oh, I guess there's purple. let's try a purple. I didn't think of that. Let's try it. Because there is purple. This is where I need my little tweezer thing. Actually, let my husband use it to pick up tiny Legos, and then finally got it back just a couple days ago because I decided to buy him his own. It's a gray one just like this. You know, the purple isn't bad. So definitely not the clear, not that one, but maybe the blue or the purple. I decided to go with the purple, so that's done. It's in the pocket. I've attached this. Now I'm just going to put in some staples there. There we go. I will do my journaling off camera. Oh, and I have to do this. All right, there we go. I went in and I actually did some staples here as well. So I did on both of those tags. I just think it adds some visual interest. And now this one is done. And I love the way it turned out. I was so nervous about the colors, but I really like what I ended up with here. So here's another one done for Portland. Thanks for watching.